So Nicola, lovely to have you with us today. Why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about who you are?
So I'm Nicola Sheard. I'm an
Okay.
independent ambassador for Tropic skincare. I've been an ambassador for 7 years. That was following on from my 23 years in the corporate world after graduating from university with a degree in business French and business Spanish.
Okay. All right, so you're here today as a business owner, and as I've written in my book, Piece by Piece, you're a success. So you're making enough money, you do something you love, and you've come out of COVID stronger than you went in.
Yes.
So for the viewers here today, how does someone who speaks Spanish, speaks French, got a cum laude business degree, had a successful corporate career for 20 years plus, ended up in burnout and on garden leave, how does someone like that get to where you are today?
A sheer determination
Okay.
and hard work and graft, but first and foremost, it wasn't an easy decision. It was,
Okay.
I had to really build up the courage to take that leap of faith because I had a very good good career, good job with a good salary, company car, private health, all the rest of it.
Okay.
So it did take a lot of courage to get to that position where I decided that enough was enough.
Okay, and for our viewers here, what fed that courage? What were some of the practical things that you stood on that fed that courage?
I just wasn't happy anymore in the corporate world. That it was lack of fulfillment and not being happy in my job.
Okay,
And I
so
knew,
discontent,
yes,
right?
absolutely. But I knew I had a wasted skill set in a way. I've always done sales and customer services, and I
Okay.
felt that I could put those to really good use on my own.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you saying is that there was a season of discontent. There was obviously burnout, which is not a fun thing to engage in. There was an appreciation of the skills that you've got and a sense that you could do something else.
Yes.
And what did those translate into that allowed you to make that leap? Some sort of a vision? Like,
Yes, so I kind of visualised what my life might be like
okay,
if I did take that leap of faith and went into working for myself. So yeah, I kind of just visualised that, and I
yeah,
just wanted the the flexibility. That was a big thing, you know, having to work 9 till 5 and have routine and do all the travelling. I wanted to work more flexibly.
okay, so you wanted something on your terms.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Has that translated into working less hard?
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right.
No, if anything, I mean, it's in my bones. It's in my DNA.
Okay.
I've always been a hard worker and a hard grafter. So no, but I absolutely had to make a success of it. So from
Okay.
day one, I literally put everything into it, every single waking hour I could to try and build it and make it a
Okay.
success.
And that's an important thing for viewers and business owners out there to appreciate that, Nicola, you haven't worked less hard. You've just worked a different kind of hard.
Yes.
And you've got now to become number one out of 25,000 ambassadors in the UK. And with all of the shifts that have happened in the global market recently here in the UK, what were some of the concrete stepping stones that you stood on that you could enumerate for our viewers?
In terms of building the sales,
Oh, well, and also just building that position to get to number one.
so goal setting's been a big one for
Okay,
me.
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of goals. They've always
Right.
been a big part of my life, and whether it's that daily goals, weekly goals,
Yeah.
monthly goals, yearly
Yeah.
goals, and benchmarking. So I set my goals, but I always benchmark, use the previous year,
Right.
because you know the amount of hard work I've put into my business. If the sales figures aren't growing year on
Right.
year, then the hard work I'm putting in is not going to be aligned, and I would be doing something wrong. So
Okay.
goal setting's been a massive one for me.
All right. So goal setting, but also test and measure of those goals.
Absolutely.
Right.
Accountability and measuring them.
Okay. And then the other thing that you've talked on and alluded to is that ability to sell. Right. Saying that that's been absolutely critical. And I think that's a point that I've underlined, certainly in my book, and I hear it over and over again. It's not enough just to have a good product or a good service. You've got to be able to sell that to other people.
Yes.
Okay, so good that we agree on that. So you became a success. All right. How do you stay a success? What are the stepping stones for that?
I would say don't become complacent. Rule number
Okay.
one, because you know even if you've been successful,
Yeah.
you've got that success. There's always room for more. And
Okay, can you expand on that a little bit? Like, what does that mean in concrete terms?
well, there's always, the market's forever evolving.
Yeah.
Market dynamics are always changing. You just never know what's around the corner. If we look at the Body Shop example that's been in the press recently, the rug was pulled from under thousands of ambassadors there because the livelihood had gone within a matter of weeks. So you've always got to have a business plan and a backup.
Okay.
Diversify. Just always look for new opportunities. Always keep on the lookout.
So I can remember somebody once said to me, blessed are the flexible, for they will inherit the marketplace. But I think that's very true. And certainly during COVID times, it's been about people who've been able to flex. But that speaks to an adaptability. And one of the things I've always admired about you is that you've stayed humble enough to continue to work on yourself. I mean, I've seen you at seminars. I know you've read my book. You've worked on yourself, and that's that Jim Rohn thing, work harder on yourself than you do on the business. And it speaks to a teachability,
Yes.
which I think is what you're saying has been important to you.
Yeah, it's extremely important. I think we can always learn. I think I'm always looking how to develop myself personally through reading. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of your book. And it's there's material in there that's really kind of resonated with me, as well as teaching me new things as well. But it just gives you that focus and that vision, and really helps to help you bring those things to fruition.
Right.
But yeah, never stop learning.
Okay, and the other thing that you've talked about is diversifying and sort of staying in touch with the customer. And I mean, one of the big things that lots of people did in COVID is they just took their foot off the marketing accelerator. But what I'm hearing you saying is that you didn't do that. You stayed in touch with your marketplace.
Yes. Do you know, if anything, I kind of ramped it up because I felt that, again, market dynamics was very different.
Yeah.
People's spending habits were different. They couldn't go out. So, I saw it as an opportunity again, because people had surplus income. They couldn't go to the pub or restaurants or on holiday. So I kind of monopolised on that, if you will, but use the opportunity to build on it.
Okay, so that's really interesting. To have those eyes that can see an opportunity in difficulty is one of the hallmarks that I think has contributed to your success. And you're right. If we can't go on holiday, we're stuck at home, we can't go out to restaurants, what are we going to spend money on? And skincare, that kind of little pamper is not necessarily a bad idea. So sure, Nicola, it's always a risk when I ask entrepreneurs, what contributed to success, that they're going to say something that I didn't put in the book. But thankfully, that's not the case here today. You've talked about, if I can just summarize for our viewers, you've talked about, find something that fires up your inner cheetah. For you, it was Tropic. For you, it was combining customers and sales. And the second thing that I'm hearing you say is choose your hard. It's not easier running your own business. It's going to be hard, but a different kind of hard. You're going to have to learn numbers. You're going to have to learn sales. That's the hard that you pick. And then the third thing that you're saying is that how valuable it was to be able to sell. And I think that's one of the things that I see when I'm talking to business owners, and I hear it often is, I've got a great product, I've got a great service, but I don't, I'm not that good at selling, not that comfortable with selling. And if you can't master that, you're going to be dead in the water. And I'm hearing you saying that loud and clear. What roles failure played in where you are today? It's not a nice word.
It's not a nice word, and it's a word I'm really uncomfortable with. I don't like it in my vocabulary, if I'm honest, because I feel that we should embrace failure as a temporary setback, really, rather than see it as something that brings us down and that we can't move on from. And just look at why things haven't gone the way they should have done, and see an opportunity from it.
I don't know who said it, but someone said, when you fall over, while you're down there, have a look at what you need to take cognizance of, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing you say, don't dwell.
No.
I'm also hearing you say, let it be a teacher.
Yes, learn from it, absolutely. There's always a reason. I think things happen for a reason. Just look at what's not gone to plan and why. But no, I don't like the word failure. Never a failure, just a temporary setback.
Okay. Well, and again, that language is important. People say to me, do words matter? And they do.
They do.
Okay, so failure is a temporary setback. It's a teacher. Learn from it, don't dwell, move on. Okay, so then I guess the last thing is, there's the viewers out there. Many of them are business owners. What's one thing that you'd say to them?
I would say never give up, but keep learning and developing. There are some great tools out there, like your book, for example. I was really inspired by your book, and I think just keep being a better version of yourself, and keep learning new skills and new tools to enhance your business and enhance your skill set.
Nicola Sheard, number 1 out of 25,000 Tropic Ambassador. Thank you.
Thank you.